Once gym partners and good friends turned bitter rivals, Colby Covington and Dustin Poirier. These two all-American fighters are looking to settle their beef in the cage. One a slick boxer, the other a relentless wrestler. This matchup has the potential to be 5 rounds of fireworks, and in this video, we will break down every detail of this matchup to find out who would win this animosity-filled grudge match. Oh, and you'll want to stick around till the end of this video. Our scorecard prediction will shock you. Every great fight has a good backstory. Ali Foreman, McGregor Khabib, GSP Bisping. All of these matchups got us excited, not only because the fighters were elite, but also because the story made for a fascinating fight. And the same can be said for this matchup. But where, when and why did this beef start in the first place? Well, believe it or not, Dustin and Colby actually used to be friends. They trained at the same gym, American Top Team, for years and consistently praised one another for their wins in the octagon. But in 2021, everything changed when Colby was kicked out of ATT after consistently loudmouthing his teammates and genuinely being a rude guy. After this event, Covington decided to go on a rampage against the entire ATT roster, attacking Masvidal and Poirier primarily. Covington took things pretty far by bringing Dustin's family into the mix. He's frequently taken to social media to call Jolie Poirier every insulting name you can think of, which, as you can imagine, has definitely gotten underneath Poirier's skin. Things got even worse when Colby took on and beat emphatically fellow ATT teammate and good friend of Poirier, Jorge Masvidal, in March 2022. After dismantling Gamebred over 5 rounds, he called out Louisiana swamp trash Poirier and hasn't let up on the call out since. Poirier has addressed this, saying that if the two were to fight, it would be on the street rather than in the octagon. However, if the right number was put in front of him, we're pretty sure the Diamond would change his mind. And with rumours that he's about to move up to 170, this fight has never looked more likely. We've got the backstory, we've got the beef, and both fighters may even agree on weight. So who's going to win this bout? Well, to answer this question, we've got to take a look at the styles of each fighter, starting with the Diamond. Strength 1. Beautiful striking. Poirier's game is centered on stand-up fighting. He will keep the fight on the feet as much as he can and use calculated pressure to take his opponents into deep waters. Fighting out of the southpaw stance, Poirier makes excellent use of his lead hand to occupy his opponent's own lead, measure distance, and set up combos. But by far his best weapon is that left cross, which so many fighters have trouble avoiding. He will also often switch stances as he throws that cross to add power to the shot and switch up the angle so he can follow up with hooks and straights to the body and head. The Diamond has versatility in his feet too. He was one of the first fighters to switch from kicking the thigh to the calf, the effectiveness of which can be seen in his dominance over McGregor in their second fight. Besides this low kick, Dustin also has a great body roundhouse, which he has relied on in tough fights, such as his 5-rounder against Hooker. Strength 2. Picture perfect defense. Dustin isn't just a steam-trained brawler though. He's calculated, which is shown perfectly by his excellent defense. The Diamond definitely adopts a pretty weird defensive position, keeping one hand tied to his chin and the other at a downward angle to protect from body shots. And while some fighters like McGregor and Hooker have been able to break through with body kicks, this defense has proved very effective and opens up new angles for countering. His footwork is also brilliant. Whilst pretty sluggish and predictable against Khabib, Poirier has been able to keep up with the likes of Holloway, McGregor, and Hooker with his footwork, darting in and out to land combinations and switching out an angle to avoid counters. Strength 3. Relentless cardio. Poirier's final big strength is his cardio. He's been in several round wars against warriors like Holloway and Hooker, outworking his opponents throughout the fight. He seems to grow into a fight, and the more the rounds go by, the more the tables start to turn in his favour. Weakness. Timid grappling. Poirier's biggest weakness is easily his ground game. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and recently submitted a top wrestler in Chandler. But against elite grapplers, Poirier has always struggled. He seems scared on the ground and instantly goes into defense mode, allowing his opponents into dominant positions. He'd rather shell up and lose the round than attempt to get up or even threaten a submission, which he displayed in his title fight against Oliveira. Colby's fighting style. Chaos is the perfect alias for Colby Covington. His style is, in a word, ruthless. The American makes use of volume striking, takedowns, and relentless ground control to physically and mentally drain his opponents over 5 rounds. Strength 1. Relentless wrestling. Colby's wrestling is scary good. He's so strong that Kamaru Usman didn't want to touch the ground with him. And other than the Nigerian Nightmare, there's virtually no one in the welterweight division who can keep up with him on the ground. He doesn't go for flashy submissions either. He just keeps you on the floor, drains your energy, and peppers you with ground and pound until you're ready to quit. You just need a look at Masvidal's face after his 5-round beatdown to see what I'm talking about. Strength 2. God-like cardio. Arguably, Colby's biggest asset is his stamina. The guy is a freak of nature. He could go on for 10 rounds if allowed, and for every second of a fight, Covington is on his opponent, pressuring them into making a mistake. It's as mentally draining for the other guy as it is physically, and that cardio is even better than the diamonds. Colby's durability shouldn't be understated either. This man fought with a broken jaw against KO artist Kamaru Usman and was ready for more rounds after the final bell sounded. He's virtually impossible to knock out, and this chin effectively counters Poirier's strength on the feet. Strength 3. Volume striking. Colby is by nature a ground fighter, but his striking shouldn't be undersold. While not as sharp and sleek as someone like Poirier, Colby makes use of high-volume boxing to wear his opponents down and set up takedowns from the other side of the cage. His kicks are decent too, particularly to the body. Weakness 1. Inactivity. It's hard to point out a clear weakness in Covington's game, but he's such a well-rounded fighter. You just kind of have to be better than him in one area and stay perfect for 25 minutes. However, it is clear that he's not as active as he should be, as he only has fought once per year recently. Ring rust plays a massive role in fights, and under the lights against someone like Poirier, this could have a terrible effect on Colby's performance. Weakness 2. Knockout power. Colby's other big weakness is his knockout power, or lack thereof. The guy hasn't knocked out an opponent since 2020. This lack of power means that he can't change the course of a fight at any moment. And if an opponent can find a way to weather the storm, he could be in for a world of trouble. Now, let's not get anything wrong. Both of these fighters are legends and likely Hall of Famers, but there are some clear gaps in skill between these fighters in key areas. On the feet, we have to give the edge to Poirier. Yes, Covington has evolved into a great striker, but Poirier has always been a striker and has displayed more impressive combinations, power punches, and footwork against legends like McGregor. However, if you're a Diamond fan, the good news ends here. In the clinch, the stronger man is Colby. On the ground, the stronger man is Colby. Over 5 rounds, the stronger man is Colby. And at 170, the bigger and more experienced man is Colby. And with that chin, Dustin will have a very hard time utilizing his power to get chaos out of there. Once Colby gets a hold of Dustin, he's going to feel extremely out of his depth. Colby will be able to control him for minutes at a time, land ground and pound at will, and guess what? He won't let up until the final bell sounds. Poirier's best strategy is to stay at range and try and stuff the takedowns. However, this is much easier said than done, especially when we consider that much smaller men have taken the diamond down in the past. Poirier may have success early, but we think that Covington will be able to get past the striking consistently, land a takedown, and control Poirier for minutes at a time. Poirier will shell up, take a beating, and go back to his stool, rinse and repeat for 5 rounds. But before we get into our official prediction, make sure to comment I sub to enter our shout out contest. We run this contest every single month, so get commenting before someone else beats you to the post. Ultimately, styles make fights, and stylistically, Colby Covington is one of the worst matchups for Dustin Poirier. Honestly, it's even arguable that this is the worst matchup the Diamond could ever make. Covington's relentlessness, offensive wrestling, durability and ground control will just be too much for Poirier. And while he may be able to survive submission attempts on the floor, he won't be able to get up. And just like his fellow ATT teammate, Masvidal, we predict that Covington will take Poirier 5 rounds and win by unanimous decision 50-45, 50-45, 50-45. Ultimately, fighting Colby Covington may just put the final nail in the coffin that sends Dustin Poirier limping into retirement.